Hello, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with my friend and co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We are here on Mondays for coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. And so we invite you to participate in the conversation, whether you are listening on Clubhouse or you are watching live on the various channels, whether you're on Instagram, wherever you are. Come on in, join the conversation. Let us know how you feel about the topic we're getting ready to talk about. And so I'm going to have my friend Francine introduce the topic. But before we get there, I want you to know that, Biz Chicks is a community of entrepreneurial women and men, and we love helping you run a profitable business. Now, if you're looking to become a part of our community, we would love for you to text B I Z, to 33777 and join our community. Come on in. We'd love to find out what you do, how you do it, and how you serve others so that we can share that in our community and support one another. So today, our topic is, Fran, you want to introduce the topic?
Yeah, no more DIY.
No,
It's time
no.
to stop the DIY. Um, and this conversation is because I have been listening to a book called We Should Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. And in it, she talked about the importance of your business, right? So, in being successful to become better and become getting paid for what you deserve, getting paid what you deserve, and doing better in your business, you're going to need to get some help. There are a lot of solopreneurs around, self-made women, self-made men. I could do it on my own, but you need help. You need a team. You need a squad. You need people that are going to help you get it done. And in order to do that, you can't be DIY. Hey, Dr. Tachi, we cannot be DIY by ourselves, right? It is, we're not good at everything.
Amen.
I was talking to one of my stylists, my hairstylist. Um, if I had to do everything that she does to get my hair together, I wouldn't have time to do anything in the business because it would take a great deal of time. And we do that a lot. We take more time than is necessary on the things that we're not good at. And we are not having the benefit that we would like to see in our business because we're so busy and distracted doing things, trying to save a nickel
Mm-hmm.
or a dime, whatever. But we are not doing what we could do. Like, for instance, a lot of us are not good at the housekeeping stuff. It takes a lot to make sure the house is maintained in a particular order, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll take those. How many hours does it, in a week, how many hours does it take to do the laundry, clean the bathrooms, clean the kitchen, clean the, make the food, do all of those things? How long does that, how many hours out of a day does that take? When for about 20 bucks an hour, you can call in a housekeeper to come in a couple of times a week to get it done. You're happy because the house is clean and you're feeling a little bit more um, accomplished. Is that a good word?
Organized.
Organized, yes. And we talk about organized and we keep trying to get it organized. Well, I'll do that, but you can't do both of them at the same time well. Yes, I know we can do our little 20-minute drills. but those 20-minute drills is maybe to maintain it after it's been done. And then for the major stuff, you might want to call somebody in to do the stuff. Okay, like the spring cleaning. Because what's happening is we are now in the workplace. We have businesses to run. We're not necessarily at home like we may have been at home with the kids before. And
Even then, I think it was even a bigger concern because now you have to make that space do 3 and 4 types of, what would you call it, units. I mean, it's now a school now, and for 8 hours, and over here it's an office for 8 hours, and over here it's a home for 8 hours. So that space keeps changing, and when it changes, things that aren't normally in that space begin to occupy that space. School books, papers, homework, laptops. Every child's got a laptop, so you got 4 different laptops going, and then you got a laptop, daddy got a laptop. So yeah, I think that just keeping that space organized right now is even more demanding than it used to be, because they're not even out of the space long enough for you to clean it.
right.
Can you get up
And
off the couch?
I need y'all to go outside. Hey, Jerry Scott. I need y'all to go outside, and or you don't have, we know Sherry Stein. She comes in and she talks to us often about having your space be the type of space that you want it to be for you to be productive, right? Well, you can't even get to that without a little drama. Does that make sense?
You need access to the space.
Right. And so we're trying to do all of these things, and then we're feeling guilty because the house is in disorder. But you're writing your coaching programs, you are writing your books, and you're doing all the stuff that most people in corporate America have help to do. There's an assistant. There is somebody, okay, there's an IT department when stuff goes south. There is the accounting department when stuff is not working.
There's the publishing department. There's the marketing department.
Right.
There's the shipping and receiving department.
Right. All of these things, but we try to do them all ourselves. And then we're not effective, and we're not getting done the results that we want to see because we're trying to do it all. But we're not called to do it all. We can't do it all. Hire the people you need to be on the team, and you'll generate more money because you'll have the time to focus on the business. And we sometimes put that backwards. Well, when I get it all cleaned up, then I can focus on the business. And we're not just talking about, not just talking about house cleaning. You are not good at everything. I don't do bookkeeping. I'm just not going to do it. So let's call a bookkeeper. Let's call the tax guy. Yeah, they have, what is it? Intuit Tax. They got TurboTax. They got all these other. I'm not doing it myself. I will hire somebody to do the taxes, because you need that weight off of your mind, get that weight off of your shoulders. And we're giving you permission. If you think you needed permission to get a housekeeper, we're telling you, you have permission to get a housekeeper.
I was over here on Better Homes and what is it, House Beautiful, and they had an article called "So What Does DIY Actually Mean?" And it says, you see and hear the acronym DIY everywhere, and you probably already know what it stands for: do it yourself. It's a pretty straightforward sounding concept, but DIY might conjure up different images for different people because really it can be about so many things. Basically, DIY means instead of hiring a professional to do a particular task, or instead of buying goods from a store or an artisan, you're choosing to do that task or create those products yourself with no direct help from an expert. So, like making lye soap out in the front yard, stop it. Go to the grocery store. That doesn't mean you can't turn to resources for help. If you use a YouTube tutorial or a book or a blog post to find directions to get your project on the right track, it still counts as doing it yourself. DIY is really about you seeking out the knowledge and developing skills you need to do something that you would normally pay someone else to do for you.
That does not sound like a good move on a lot of levels.
Hmm. I mean, if you need a roofer, are you going to take the time to watch a couple of videos on YouTube and then get up on a ladder and proceed to do some of these things? Now, the things that we need in our business aren't usually that um, demanding or dramatic, but it's essentially the same thing. She
Hmm.
says, personally, when I think about DIY projects, my mind goes to some home improvement tasks, things like painting, installing carpet, etc. That's where my brain goes. But I'm also an avid crafter, she says, and so she does those kinds of things. But when it comes to your business, you need to seek professional help on a number of levels.
How much time will it take you to figure out what screw to maneuver
Do you
because the
understand
sink
what I'm
is
saying?
leaking? The sink is leaking. I'm not getting down there trying to figure out how to stop the leak. That is not my A game.
Meanwhile, the floor is flooded. You're warping the flooring. You're setting yourself up for mold because you aren't getting the water stopped. When you could call a professional, I don't care how much it costs him to turn that one uh, valve. I need it to stop.
Right. Are you playing to your A game? Now, if your A game is plumbing, I say have at it.
Go for it.
But if plumbing is not your A game, you need to play your A game. Play your position.
That is a good. That's good. Play your position.
Okay. And so if I'm playing my position, and I'm saying that it is okay not to do some things because we think, oh, I got to save $1.
Or I got to learn how to do this.
But are you really saving $1?
Are you really going through the pain of learning it and then applying it? Because sometimes it's so exhausting learning it by the time you get it together and then it changes again, it's like, okay.
So I'm going to, if you don't mind me using you as an example, Terry does California cover ups. Now she knows how to source the fabric, put it together, and make gorgeous cover ups. So she wants to put these pictures and things of her new creations up on a website.
It's not,
That's not her A game.
it is not my A game.
But she was she was sitting down, going through the tutorial on it, looking at it, trying to figure out how to push this button to get it to be
So low.
able
Mm-hmm.
to put the pictures in or whatever, pushed a different button and it took the site down.
It was terrible.
So I do tech stuff. Now I can come in and know where to push a button, click, click, click. Don't ask me where to put a stitch because that is not what I do. So she reached out. I got in there.
Gracious enough.
And it didn't take long to correct whatever needs to be
For
corrected
Francine.
for me, because I know where my skill set lies. I know how to play my part. So it was easier for me to go in there and click and do this, and this, and she's back up and running. But that site would still be down. And it's not because she's not competent in something. That's not her skill set. My hairdresser, like I said, to shampoo, blow dry, put whatever product she put in there to do my hair the way it needs. I'm not doing all of that. And it probably is, it's still not go. If it got wet,
you need to go back.
Right. Now, my stylist, I got two of them. When they do my hair, it'll stay pretty much the same for 2 or 3 weeks
to the next visit.
Right. If I do it, I might need to go back the next day.
Well, I'm here to tell you, if my condo complex did not have these gardeners, it would look like my patio. Everything on my patio is deceased. Okay? That is not my skill set. I have to bring these plants in the pot, leave them in the pot if I want them to look pretty.
Yeah.
That's just not what I do, unfortunately, for my patio. Or I'm thinking seriously about just putting rocks out there this year and letting it look ornamental, because I recognize that that's not what I do.
And then you're not going to be the one putting the rocks out. We shall call somebody. I was like, you know what? Our garbage disposal, the guy's coming around our 10 o'clock my time today, but the garbage disposal went out. And I'm like, okay, I know there's a reset button. So let me push the reset button. That didn't work. They said there's an Allen wrench that you can put up underneath and turn it to see. I was like, you know what? Let me make a phone call. Pulled out my phone. Plumber dude is coming at 10. I'm not doing all that.
For real, for real.
And I would not be able to do something else that is more important, because I'm spending time on stuff that does not have anything to do with my skill set.
And when you don't call the professional people, trust me, it's taking up time, because it's in the back of your mind. It's nagging at you. It's a distraction.
Yep.
You're thinking, oh, every time you run the faucet, well, what about the garbage disposal? And it's just nagging. Did I call somebody? No, when am I going to get down on my knees and figure out how to put the Allen wrench up there and watch the video? All of that is time away from your money producing activities. You're not paying attention to the paperwork for your closings. You're not talking to your customers. And so you may think you're saving money, but are you really? And remember, anxiety causes distress, and distress can cause disease. So now you just set yourself up for a lot of stuff.
For stuff.
Whatever.
Because, okay, so let's talk about why we DIY. Why do we DIY?
I'm going to tell you, I think a lot of times we are shamed into DIY, because they say, oh, this is so easy. Everybody does it. You can do this. And so we think that we can do these things, but everybody has a different set of skills. And the other thing too is that, okay, we did it 2 years ago and we come back to do it and it's just totally different.
Or it's because this is what is expected of you. But we're talking about women right now. We are expected to maintain a household, to make sure everything is shipshape, and go out and continue our business careers. I'm like, wait a minute. You cannot do both effectively. That boat does not go. That's why, remember that movie we saw called Interns, with
Mm-hmm.
Robert De Niro,
Yes.
and the lady was running her clothing empire. It's a really
Mm-hmm.
good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. And people were, her husband was staying at home taking care of the house because she couldn't do take at home, take care of the house, run the company,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
make everything go. There was only one of her. And people were, he was getting attitude because she wasn't doing whatever. But you are enjoying the lifestyle, but you,
You're benefiting from all of the income.
right. And she was trying to hire an assistant. She had a driver to drive her to different places. She was doing things the right way, and but she kept trying to do stuff her own. You know what I mean? Didn't want to trust some. At some point, she didn't trust the some of the people that she had with her. She wasn't trusting them, and so she's doing a lot of this stuff of herself. And but she had to start relying on.
This is a very common practice. I don't know how many people have told me it's just easier for me to do it myself.
But you're now diminishing your capabilities trying to do it yourself.
I'm telling you, I get this all the time. And I have said it myself. I don't want anybody else to pack my parachute. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if I had a list and I handed it to an assistant and said, this is the way I want it packed, I want the racks on the bottom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And now there is the learning curve of training somebody to do it your way. There is a learning curve of, well, what if they don't do it the way I ask and now we have to part ways? Well, you can deal with all that as it comes up, but you need to hire people. The most successful people, the people are the most successful businesses are those who have a team of people, not the people who are solopreneuring it, doing themselves. That's why some books are got all kind of typos and stuff because nobody want to hire an editor to
Mm.
fix the book, to make it grammatically correct, to make sure it's formatted correctly. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to sit up all night long, bleary eyed, and I'm going to type everything out.
Mm.
And Dr. Tachi, she's a professor, but I do believe you have interns that come and help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People who want to learn what it is that you do.
I don't know. And I really empathize because I've tried on several occasions to have people assist me, and it hasn't worked out so far. But I am looking forward to someday finding somebody who will be good.
And in the book, and I want to encourage all of you biz chicks to get the book. Like I said, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Um,
We
we
should
should
all
be
be reading.
millionaires. I think we should read it together because it'll bring some refreshment to what it is that we're doing, that we're supposed to be making money. And we're supposed to be making lots of it. But we're doing things, putting stumbling blocks in our way. And one of the stumbling blocks is not getting some help. Now, you can get a VA to help you. If you don't know what to tell them to do or whatever, you need to find a list of stuff that you're not good at. I'm not good at this, and this. These are things that I need to have. And it just dawned on me, we have Claudia, who's good at helping you set up your pantry and things of that nature. Maybe when she was doing her Boxable, where she was doing meal prep for people, you can
Mm-hmm.
hire a personal chef if you know you're not eating well and you don't have time to eat well. Get a personal chef. It's going to cost you less than DoorDash.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
and they will come in, prepare your meals, put them in the fridge in containers so that all you have to do is pick out a vegetable, main dish, heat it up, and you have food, right? There's several companies, Hello Fresh, there's Blue Apron, there's all kind of people that'll help you do that. You can get somebody to, like we talked about, clean the house.
Mm-hmm.
There's TaskRabbit that does a whole bunch of tasks that you don't have to do. I was at the restaurant, I think it was Saturday, and there was a ad, a lady, she needed a personal assistant, someone to help her a few days a week. She had it posted up in the window of the restaurant looking for, hey, I need help because she has a physical ailment, and she said, you don't need to be experienced, I will teach you what you need to know. And I was like, huh. But she put the ad up asking for help,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
told how much she can pay an hour, willing to train and do some other things. So there's ways of doing it. It doesn't have to break your bank. You maybe don't hire somebody that's on staff, where you're paying what is it, the maybe you hire them as an independent contractor instead of an employee. Maybe you have them come in twice a week. Maybe you have somebody send your emails out for you, or take the people that the names and numbers that you've acquired, and they put them in your client relationship management tool. Having somebody do that for you when that is not your forte. You've been to all of these networking events, you have all these cards. Have somebody put the data in, do data entry for you. It can happen a couple of times a week. This does not need to be difficult, but we have to stop long enough to assess, what do I do well? What don't I do well? What I don't need to be doing anyway. And here's a kicker that I got from the book. There's some stuff we're good at, but we still shouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not helping us build the business that we said we wanted. I was like, oh, that's interesting, because we're doing stuff and it's wasting time, it's wasting resources when somebody else is better suited for that job. Let's train up some young people to do some of the stuff that we're doing. Once you learn the system, you can train somebody to take over, and now you're free. I like freedom. I recently was working on something, and now I don't have to be there. Now that the system is in place, I was like, oh, what can I do with this few hours of my time that I don't have to be there, right? I can now work on another aspect of my business, or making sure things become more efficient with our business, with BizChicks and some other things. We can become more efficient if we're not doing every other thing in the book. So today's topic has been no more DIY. Terry, and I like the explanation you got from that article. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because when you were reading it, I'm thinking, oh, DIY is really not a good thing.
Not if you need a professional. You want a professional look and a professional outcome, hire a professional. It's just like, in kindergarten when you're first learning to draw. Those first couple of drawings are not really looking too professional now, are they? Because you're a novice.
And you shouldn't be doing it.
And it's going to take longer. For God's sake, people, it's going to take longer. How long have you been waiting for that home improvement project to be finished?
How long? I'm thinking about my garage. I was like, I am calling somebody to come clean this garage up. I can break out a Saturday or something and go in there and clean it, but why?
It's just like, please.
What did you tell me? Give somebody $5 to make them go away, or it's more peace of mind, more freedom. I am not. I can now go to the gym, or I can take in. I'm not going to say take in a movie because I'm probably not going in the theater,
You
but
can take a
I
nap.
can go do. I can read a book. I can do something else because someone else is doing something that I'm not good at.
And just think, when you wake up or from the nap or whatever you were doing, when you get back, it's done and it looks fabulous.
Right. Because I'm not going to probably do a good a job as they were going to do.
Exactly.
So we're just telling you to put down the DIY cape, people. Take it off. Take off that cape. Go do what you do, and soar and be fabulous at that. And let's take off the DIY. Hire some people. It's okay. You're going to need to do your due diligence, and you're going to need to vet the people and that type of thing, but it's going to be worth it. So today, the takeaway is go sit down and make a list of the things that you can delegate to someone else. And start with one thing. You don't have to try and delegate everything. What's one thing that you can delegate this week that's going to give you more time for the things that you really want to be doing? Let's do that. So let's no more DIY. Let's delegate. Oh, I like that. Thank you for tuning in with us today on this installment and episode of Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. You can find us back here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and right here on bizchicks.live, Instagram Live, and in the Clubhouse. Become a part of the Biz Chicks community. To join our community, you can just text Biz, B-I-Z, to 33777. Text biz to 33777. And we're also on Discord, so you can join our Discord community. Over there, we're in a lot of different places, so wherever you are, we're probably there. Join us, and thank you so much for tuning in this morning on Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. We will see you tomorrow. TJ will be there talking all about social media marketing. And Terry said, delegated, y'all. Delegate.
DIY. Delegated, y'all.
Delegated, y'all. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you next time on Biz Chicks TV.
And remember, guys, it's okay to give yourself permission to be successful and to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day.